The odds are a little bit below 50%, but that's a lot better than it has been in the past. And that division is a little bit weak this year as well, so they could surprise some people. They have added some power, and that's something they lacked in a big way last year.
3 of those moves, Brandon Lau comes over in a trade. They signed Ryan O'Hearn, and they signed our old friend Marcell Ozuna. 2 of those, O'Hearn and Ozuna, are in the lineup tonight. So we'll set the starting 9 when we come back. This is the Atlanta Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the FARA safety net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call FARA and FARA. It's what we built. Tampa.
ESPN is now the home of MLB.tv. If you have the ESPN Unlimited plan, you'll get a $15 discount on the 2026 seasonal MLB.tv package. And if you don't, no problem. When you sign up for MLB.tv, you'll receive a 1-month free trial of ESPN Unlimited. Cancel anytime without losing your MLB.tv access. Get in on the action at stream.espn.com/MLB.tv.
ESPN Unlimited auto renews at $29.99 per month after free trial unless canceled. Blackouts and other terms apply.
Enjoy more ways to save at Kroger, like low prices in every aisle. And when you download the Kroger app, you can clip and save more with digital coupons every week. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. At Kroger, you can enjoy more ways to save and more rewards every time you shop. So it's always easy to save big every day with savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Fuel restrictions apply. See site for details.
Are you passionate about healthcare? South College offers a Bachelor of Science or an Associate of Science in Nursing program that could be your path to making a real difference. And after completing your program, you'll be eligible to take the NCLEX RN exam. South College offers modern nursing labs, simulation labs with viewing rooms, computer labs, student center study areas, and more. Visit south.edu today to learn more about South College's Atlanta or Marietta campus. South College, where dreams find direction.
Back at Lecom Park, which first opened its doors in 1923. It's been the spring training home of the Pittsburgh Pirates since 1969. And tonight, it opens its doors for the Atlanta Braves as they travel on the road to face the Pittsburgh Pirates in game number 19 of Grapefruit League action. Alongside Nick Green, producer, engineer Jonathan Chadwick, I'm Jack Johnson, filling in for Ben Ingram for one final time. Man is back in the big chair tomorrow as the Braves battle the Boston Red Sox. Lineup cards getting exchanged down at home plate. There's a big rainstorm that came through about 30 minutes ago. It is really dissipated, nothing more than grocery store mist right now. So Walt Weiss's lineup for the Braves tonight. They have been hot in Grapefruit League action, 12-4-2. Weiss in his first season as manager of the team after so many years as a bench coach for Brian Snitker. Michael Harris II will lead off. He'll play in center. Jorge Mateo is the shortstop. He'll bat second. Dominic Smith at first base will hit third. Kyle Farmer at third base will bat cleanup. Ben Gamel's in right field. He will hit fifth. Luke Williams at second base will bat sixth. Sandy Leon is a switch-hitting catcher. He'll bat seventh. Jair Camargo, who hit a home run on Sunday against the Tampa Bay Rays, he'll DH and hit eighth. And Patrick Cloesy rounds out the order. Cloesy in left field tonight for Weiss and the Braves. He will bat ninth. On the mound, right-handed pitcher Grant Holmes, fourth appearance, third start. No earned runs over 7 1/3 innings pitched. For the Pirates, managed by Don Kelly, it's his first season managing the Pirates in 2026. Spencer Horwitz at first base to lead off. Ryan O'Hearn, 2-year, $29 million deal coming over from the San Diego Padres, is in right field. He'll hit second. Brian Reynolds in left field will hit third. Marcelo Zuna will DH and back cleanup. Jared Triolo's at shortstop. He'll hit fifth. Nick York is at second base. He'll bat sixth. In the seventh spot, it's Billy Cook. He'll play center. And Manuel Valdez at third base will hit eighth. And Henry Davis will catch and round out the order. Young right-hander Bubba Chandler on the mound for the Pirates. So once again for the Braves, Harris, Mateo Smith, Farmer, Gamble Williams, Leon, Camargo, Cloesy, with Holmes starting tonight. And for the Pirates, Horwitz, O'Hearn, Reynolds, Ozuna, Triolo, York, Cook, Valdez, Davis, Bubba Chandler, Georgian native on the hill. Umpires in the black shirts and the black pants tonight. MLB logos stamped on the front of their black baseball caps. It's Ryan Wills calling balls and strikes. Will Little, the crew chief, clocking in at first base. Ben Mays at second. And Jeremy Rehak is at third. The base umpires will rotate. Lining up around Bubba Chandler, it's Spencer Horwitz at first base. Nick York at second. Jared Triolo at short. And Manuel Valdez at third. Left to right in the outfield, Brian Reynolds, Billy Cook, Ryan O'Hearn, and Henry Davis doing the catching. On the mound, Bubba Chandler, 6'3", 206, 23-year-old right-hander from Lawrenceville, Georgia. It's where you are a familiar native to Lawrenceville, Georgia, I guess we can say now, Nick. So what can you tell us about this right-hander who grew up a Braves fan? It was his dream to pitch at Turner Field, and now he gets to face the Braves for the second time in his career.
Well, it's a big-time arm, and when you think about young guys with good velocity, he's one of the best at that. Four-seamer, sits 99 miles an hour, changeup, slider, and curveball. He can get some swing and miss with all of his pitches. Does throw a lot of strikes. Last year had 24 starts in AAA. ERA sat just over 4. 4 starts, 7 appearances at the big league level. ERA just over 4.
Terrific job by the grounds crew at Lecom Park in Bradenton after heavy rains rolled through 45 minutes ago. The field is ready. We're going to start on time. Michael Harris digs in from the left side. The stage is set. Chandler drives home. The curtain rises with a ground ball hit to second. In the glove of Nick York, he'll transfer and throw out Harris. A 1-pitch, 1 out. We get started right on time. 6:05 p.m. in the Eastern Time Zone, 5:05 Central. 1 down for Jorge Mateo. It's 75 degrees. Slight drizzle like the produce aisle at a grocery store. And the wind has died down from 10 miles per hour. Now just a gentle breeze to right. Jorge Mateo, shortstop tonight from the right side. He'll look at a strike. 98, that's about the average for Chandler. After Mateo, it's Dominic Smith in the first inning. Just getting going at Lecom Park in Bradenton. Chandler kicks and deals, and Mateo swings and misses. 99 with the fastball, seared in by Chandler. Fourth appearance, third start, 1-1 record, 10.50 ERA. Chandler has struggled with his command in the spring. Here's his 0-2, and Mateo strikes out swinging. He was not messing around. It was a sleeve of fastballs with flames on them. 99 to strike out Mateo.
Mentioned that velocity on the fastball. When it gets up at the top of the zone, it's really hard to hit. He kind of reminds me of Spencer Strider a couple of years ago when he was throwing 97, 99, and he gets to that top. It's tough to get the bat on the ball.
He was taken by the Pirates in the third round back in 2021. A Georgian native as Dominic Smith takes ball 1. Went to North Oconee High School where his teammate was Kumar Rocker. Rocker at the time an upperclassman. He went to Vanderbilt. Chandler was selected out of high school by the Pirates. Made his major league debut last year. This is heaved in the air by Smith. Out toward deep right center field. Cook and O'Hearn converging. Billy Cook makes the call, makes the catch. And the Braves go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Scoreless ball game so far. Grant Holmes going to work when we come back on the Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Life's full of thrills, like the final seconds. Shot clock winding down. And he sinks it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah & Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win, when the pressure's high and the work comes through. I'm talking full court focus, no shortcuts, calling a client and saying, "You're squared away. The hard part's behind you." That's the moment. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah & Farah, Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
No score into the bottom of the first, alongside Nick Green and producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. My name's Jack Johnson. Thanks for hanging out on a slate gray evening in Bradenton, Florida. Rain has dissipated. Grant Holmes towing the rubber for the Braves tonight. Has not given up an earned run over 7 1/3 innings in Grapefruit League action. He'll go up against Spencer Horwitz. A fastball lands outside for ball 1.
Last time out, 2 2/3 shutout baseball. Did walk 3, punch out 3 against Baltimore. That was last Saturday.
Holmes out of the stretch, and the pitch. Horwitz checks his swing. Taken off the mask is home plate umpire Ryan Wills. And a challenge has been called by catcher Sandy Leon. Related by Ryan Wills, and Leon is going to be correct. Just caught the bottom of the zone. The 1 ball, 1 strike the count on Horwitz. Very successful fastball hitter. Here's the pitch from Holmes. Swing and a miss. Went to the slider that time. That had some southward bite. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And spin is the bread and butter for Grant Holmes. Had 5 swings and misses on 9 swings on the slider last time out.
Right-hander stands right in the middle of the rubber. Now steps off for a second. Braves in the navy tops, gray bottoms, red baseball caps with a navy blue bill. Reads Atlanta in red lettering trimmed in white on top of the red tomahawk on the chest. 1-2, got him swinging. Holmes spinning the hits. Slider to put away Horwitz for out number 1.
Good pitch that starts out as a strike and ends up at the bottom of the zone. He tends to have success against righties and lefties with that pitch. If he can get the fastball command and get strikes early on, you go to that slider, and it's tough for guys to hit.
In his last time out, he threw the slider 38% of the time, more than his four-seam fastball. With a changeup, the third most amount. Ryan O'Hearn, one of the offseason acquisitions for Pittsburgh, looks at a ball. A slider that dropped a little low of the zone. So 1-0. Hearn signing a 2-year, $29 million deal this offseason. Holmes to the plate, and it's outside.
And he's a good player, and I expected him to get a nice little deal. I didn't expect $29 million over 2 years, but the Pirates are spending a little bit of money, trying to add a little bit of pop, and he's definitely going to help in that factor.
And if we didn't expect that deal, here's the 2-0. Through the back door, a called strike. We've been conditioned to not expect it from the Pittsburgh Pirates, but it's the first offseason in over a decade where they have been aggressive in the free agent market. O'Hearn part of that. Marcelo Zuna will back cleanup. Another. 2-1. Just a fraction off the plate. 3 balls and a strike on O'Hearn. Left-handed hitter going up against Grant Holmes. Even 6 feet, 225-pounder. 29-year-old from Conway, South Carolina. In the middle of the rubber, the 3-1. Holmes tried the outside corner, won't get the call. And a walk drawn by O'Hearn.
Grant missing to that arm side. Just can't get it out front with that cutter. I love that pitch in a hitter's count, but we have to be in that zone.
That was a fastball at 95. 6th walk of the spring for Holmes. To go against 8 strikeouts now. He is not allowed an earned run, but it hasn't come without some stress. Brian Reynolds, a switch hitter, swings and clips it in and out of the leather of Leon. Strike 1. Pirates rolling out of the first base dugout today, managed by Don Kelly in his first season at the helm. He was also a bench coach. So both he and Walt Weiss getting promotions this year. 0-1. And Reynolds bounced this foul toward his own dugout. Pirates in the black tops, white bottoms, gold caps with a black bill. Pittsburgh P on the front of those gold caps. And a gold capital P logo on the left side of the jersey. Small numerals on the front of the jersey. Gold numerals on the back of the jersey. 0-2. Reynolds waves and misses. That slider looked like it hit the brakes, and Reynolds was way out in front. That's 2 for Holmes already.
They pulled the string a little bit there, 83 miles an hour, down and in. If you could set that up, you can get the hitter to swing over the top. Exactly what he did.
Holmes was released several years ago by the Athletics. He was picked up by the Braves as a minor league free agent in the summer of 2022. Marcelo Ozuna strikes one toward deep right center. Gamble is back onto the track. Ben Gamble makes the two-hand squeeze. 2 steps shy of the wall with his back facing the Corona sign. Gamble runs it down, and Ozuna with a long fly out to conclude the inning. No runs, no hits. 1 left. We played 1. No score on the Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
A loved one owns a gun.
No score, top of the second. Braves back to the lumber with Farmer, Gamble, and Williams. Onside Nick Green, producer, engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Jack Johnson with you. Bubba Chandler, 23-year-old from Lawrenceville, Georgia. About an hour's drive from Truist Park to the northeast as Farmer takes strike 1. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Chandler, who grew up a massive fan of the Atlanta Braves, got to pitch against his childhood team in his last start of the season in 2025. A 1. Hit foul by Farmer. Right back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes. And he was as good as he dreamed as a young kid. He got the win. He threw 5 2/3 that night, a 4-hit, 1-run baseball. He did not walk a single Brave and struck out 6. 0-2 pitch. Climbs the ladder and misses high.
And that's the interesting part about the spring is he has 10 walks already. And you think about him as a power pitcher, but you think about him throwing strikes. And that's one of the calling cards for him, being able to stay inside that strike zone.
1-2 on Kyle Farmer. Muscled up in the air, and it's foul off the first base line. Nice crowd on hand tonight. They have really filled out Lecom Park. on a Thursday evening. About 10% of these fans still wearing gold Pirates ponchos after a big rainstorm came through earlier. Chandler in his motion, the 1-2 to Farmer. Just misses for now. And that was an even 100 miles per hour on the radar gun. Henry Davis, the catcher, will call for a challenge. Leon called for one in the prior inning. He was successful. The animation lights up, and the fastball was a strike. And Farmer down looking. Second one of the evening for Bubba Chandler. 3/4 of the baseball planted to the bottom of the strike zone.
Doesn't it feel like the catchers have a good idea of where that bottom part of the zone is?
They probably have the best angle. And that's part of the reason we heard Chris Sale talk about how, one, he never shakes anyways, but he's certainly not going to call for a challenge. Then Gammo looks at a ball over the shoulders, 1-0 the count. I imagine there's some percentage of that just not to irritate a home plate umpire if you're a pitcher as well. 1-0. Broken bat, muscled. It's a little flare in a shallow right field, and Nick York running toward the line from his second base spot will flag it down. Five in a row retired by Bubba Chandler. Second of 4 meetings for the Braves against the Pirates in the Grapefruit League this spring. Braves took the first one February 25th, 3-1. Luke Williams with a late hack and a miss. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. And if Chandler can ascend to those lofty expectations that he has for himself and Pirates fans have for him as well, boy, this is a dangerous combo. 0-1. Blazes a fastball by Williams.
And it's consistently 98, 99 up to 100, and it doesn't feel like it's one of those fastballs that's going to continue to go down in velocity as he goes deeper in the game.
0-2 pitch. Luke Williams fights it back to the screen, 99. And this is not adrenaline facing the team that he grew up a massive fan of, traveling to Turner Field. This is Bubba Chandler. He averages a fastball at 98.5 miles per hour. It's been all fastballs to Williams. 0-2. Struck him out swinging. 99 on the radar gun. Bookend strikeouts for Bubba Chandler. He's got 3, and the Braves retired in order again in the second. Grant Holmes back to work when we come back on the Braves Radio Network.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home. Because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out.
No score into the bottom of the second. Jared Triolo, Nick York, Billy Cook for the Pirates. Bubba Chandler from Lawrenceville, Georgia, has posted 2 zeros with 3 strikeouts. Grant Holmes, after a scoreless bottom of the first, And 2 strikeouts, looking to match. There's a ball low and inside, right over the white cleats of Triolo. Right-handed hitter who's the shortstop tonight for Don Kelly. Holmes set right at the belt. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Triolo loses his lid. 86-mile-per-hour slider. And Triolo left nothing in the tank there. Holmes with the long brown hair out of the back of the red baseball cap. Delivers home, misses low. 2-1.
I'm curious to see if Grant, that registered a sinker, if he starts to try to use that a little bit more to kind of offset that straight four-seam fastball.
Triolo takes low. That time it was the regular four-seamer. When he was in AAA with the Braves after signing as a minor league free agent, he was entering his 9th consecutive year in the minors. He entered with those expectations that Bubba Chandler joined the Pirates organization with. Triolo on the 3-1, smacks it foul on the ground wide of third base. That runs the count full. But for Holmes, it took him a while. He battled injuries in the Dodgers organization. He was their first pick in 2014, and it took him a while to get to the major leagues. And now he's finally established himself. He's 2 outings away in the regular season from reaching 50 total appearances. And I imagine there had to be points over that decade in the minors. He was just hoping to get 1. 3-2. Triolo strikes out swinging. Of course it's the slider. Holmes' favorite weapon has worked for him well tonight. That's 3 strikeouts and 1 to start the second.
Another good-looking pitch, and you know he's got swing and miss stuff. Where does that play in to the season this year? I know he can always go back to that slider, but the other pitches are going to be huge, and if he can develop something else.
Right-handed hitter Nick York with a funny swing over a curveball that was really heavy.
Where he can use the changeup a little bit more, use that sinker maybe occasionally, and have a little bit more success with the cutter. All of a sudden you have a guy that has 6 pitches that can really go deep into a ball game.
Incredible, because he's going to factor into the starting rotation. 0-1, and York takes Lone away. When he was in AAA for the first year and a half, he was the closer. He didn't need to have 6 pitches. He's always had a competitive fastball, but the slider has steadily improved. And it got the 10th most amount of swings and misses last year. 1-1, didn't get all the way through that slider. It hovers near the shoulders of York. 2 balls and a strike.
And going back to just the idea of a guy staying in the minor leagues so long who was a first-round pick, when you talk to Grant, you never see any ego out of him.
York, another check swing. He hasn't felt confident in this at-bat yet. He held up 3-1.
But you typically see those guys that are first-round picks, things don't go their way. They're a prospect. All of a sudden, they get deeper into their career, and they're a little bit bitter. Grant has never been that bitter guy.
3-1. York hits a bouncing ball to the right side of the diamond, sliding over to get it Luke Williams. He got in front of it, and he makes a nice play. Had to cover a lot of ground there.
And when you also look at Grant's trajectory and you think about the kind of guy that he is, those are the type of guys you appreciate. And those are the type of guys that typically have a little bit more success, even if it doesn't come early on. And he's found himself in a pretty good spot here in Atlanta.
Right, because stuff is stuff. Numbers are numbers. But the attitude, the mindset, I think kind of gets overlooked with his story. There's a lot of guys that could get bitter, could get jaded, and for good reason. Billy Cook takes ball 1. He never did. He's always been the same guy, even with the level of success that he reached last year. 15 strikeouts in 1 game. 1-0. There's a strike. Holmes hits his spot, evens the count 1-1. That was the most in a single game in all of Major League Baseball last year.
That was fun to watch. Hopefully we see a lot more of those this year. I'll take 1 more of those, actually.
Drives home the 1-1. 1-2. That was a sinker, 94 miles per hour. Stuck right at the bottom of the zone. And Billy Cook is going to use his timeout. Braves slightly shaded to the pull side for the right-handed hitter. Cook with a two-tone barrel. Taps each side of the plate. Now waits the 1-2 and strikes out swinging. Holmes with a wipeout slider, and he washes away the Pirates in the bottom of the second. 2 scoreless innings for Chandler. Holmes matches, and he's up to 4 strikeouts tonight. We're scoreless with 2 behind us on the Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Introducing the all-new...
Well, we knew that this was going to be an intriguing starting pitching matchup between Bubba Chandler for the Pittsburgh Pirates and Grant Holmes for the Atlanta Braves. 2 guys nearly a decade apart that were taken near the top of the draft. Took Holmes a while to reach the major leagues. It took Chandler a few years before he finally debuted in August. No score, top of the third, switch hitting Sandy Leon, clubs 1 foul toward the far end of the Pirates dugout. That's how we get the top of the third started. 0-1. Going back to Bubba Chandler's MLB debut. It was at home at PNC Park late August of last year. So he was up for just about a month. 0-1. That flies outside, missed to the arm side with a changeup. For a guy who projects to be a starting pitcher, he entered, and in his first ever major league game, he collected a 4-out save. And I thought what was really interesting about that appearance, not that he collected the save. 1-1, Leon hacks and misses through a changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The first batter he faced, we know him well, former Brave Orlando Arcia, tagged a pitch from Chandler, nearly hit it out of the ballpark. It hit 3/4 of the way up the wall in left field. 1-2, outside again to even the count. And then you wonder, well, how is this right-hander going to respond? The next batter he faces carves him up, ends with a strikeout, 100, stuck to the outside corner. 2-2. Leon pops it up, spinning back of the plate and foul. Those are the moments when you're an organization that you want to see how do they respond. But it was almost like Arcia gave him instantly that welcome to the big leagues moment.
The least shocking part about that is Orlando Arcia swinging at the first pitch he sees.
Right. 2-2 from Chandler. And the veteran Leon watches high. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And it actually isn't shocking because we've seen what Bubba Chandler can do with a fastball. We know how good that fastball is. But when you see a guy like RCA and the scouting reports get there, you typically don't show fastball to those guys' first pitch.
Payoff. Leon is frozen. He went something off speed that time. That's his slider. He hasn't really had to use it today, but he strikes out Leon, and now he's got 4 strikeouts. Him and Holmes having quite the question and answer session tonight.
This is the first time we've seen him throw anything other than a fastball. This inning has thrown a couple of changeups, breaking ball as well.
3-pitch guy. Camargo gets on top of it and bounds it foul toward his third base coach, Tommy Watkins. So what was your welcome to the big league moment?
I think probably my first big league start. Ben Sheets Struck out 18, I believe.
0-1. Camargo waves and misses.
Good slider down in the zone. But Ben Sheets was one of the better pitchers in the game at that time. Curveball was absolutely filthy, something you have not seen in the minor leagues. And to get up there, see 96, 97 in a big breaker was kind of like, oh, okay.
Camargo guides this foul down the right field line.
I think a lot of guys now feel the same way. You see guys on TV, Paul Skeens and all these guys who have really filthy stuff, and you get to the big leagues and you're like, oh, wow, I have not seen a ball come in this hot or move this much, this type of velocity. It's kind of wild and surreal.
Camargo drills this out toward deep left field. He got every stitch, and he puts the Braves in front 1-0. 112 miles per hour off the bat. A missile out of Lecom Park for Camargo. And his second of the spring makes it 1-0 in the third.
And that was just a backup slider that stuck on the inside part of the plate. Camargo got the head out and absolutely lined this ball to left field. Great swing.
Only hit in the game, and it's a solo homer. That's how the Braves got started yesterday in their win over the Braves. Patrick Clohessy watches a ball away. So now Chandler back to work from the first base side of the rubber. Holds the ball in a black glove right in front of his face. Twists and deals. And smokes one past Clohessy to even the count. Jair Camargo, his second homer of the spring, second homer this week. Hit one out on the road in Port Charlotte against the Rays on Sunday. 1-1. Clohessy watches a fastball well located, southwest corner of the zone. Looking out at Lecom Park, it's the second oldest minor league stadium in the United States. 1-2 on Clohessy. That's a changeup that weaves away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The only one older is Jackie Robinson Stadium, also in the state of Florida. That opened in 1914. During the summer, the Bradenton Marauders in the Florida State League, Single A club for the Pirates, will play here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Chandler drives home, and Clohessy strikes out swinging. Helicoptered through some high heat, and Bubba Chandler bounces back much the same way he did in his debut. Gives up a hard hit ball and strikes out the next batter he sees.
You mentioned how old this park is, and when you come here, it doesn't feel like it. The additions they've made, the money they put into this place makes it look really, really good.
The Pirates will remain here for the foreseeable future. Back to the top of the order, Michael Harris waves through a changeup for strike 1.
That changeup is filthy.
That's the first one he started as a strike 2, Nick.
He's got some pretty good depth, had a lot of success with it last year.
So 0-1 on Harris, who has swung at the 2 pitches he's faced. Now he watches one ripple off the inside. Pirates and Bradenton together celebrated their 50th anniversary together in 2018, and that year they extended their partnership to remain together till 2037. 1-1, and Harris slips one out toward left center field. Brian Reynolds moving toward the gap will cut it off. A solo homer by Jair Camargo, and it was smoked. That puts the Braves in front 1-0. Grant Holmes coming back when we come back on the Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays, juicy tenders on Thursdays, and Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Life's full of thrills, like the final seconds. Shot clock winding down. And he sinks it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah and Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win, when the pressure's high and the work comes through. I'm talking full court focus, no shortcuts, calling a client and saying, "You're squared away. The hard part's behind you." That's the moment. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in and be ready to go from day one.
Check out the new roster.
Jair Camargo hits the Braves' 29th home run of the spring to give Atlanta a 1-0 lead as we bust into the bottom of the third. Manuel Valdez, left-handed hitter with a waggle of the wrists, awaiting the pitch from Grant Holmes, and Holmes brings a fastball home for strike one. 28th pitch of the afternoon for Grant, make that 29. Infield slightly shaded toward the pull side for the left-handed hitting Valdez. 0-1. Popped up out toward left field. No big deal for Patrick Cloesy. Moving a few steps toward the line, he'll make the catch. So Grant Holmes, who saw his season come to a premature end last year, some forearm issues and a slight tear in his UCL, opted to go for rest and rehab rather than surgery. He saw 4 doctors. It was a 50-50 split. It was his decision then, as Henry Davis, former first overall pick, lofts one foul off the first base line. There's still some concern, obviously, for Holmes entering this year, especially how many innings they're going to ask out of him. But he seems pretty confident. Davis in the number 9 spot awaits the 0-1, and a curveball doesn't break for Holmes. It misses off the inside.
And it's always a tricky decision to make, especially when you see that many doctors and it's split 50-50. But he feels like that the tears on both of them could have been there for a while.
Davis deep in the box on this 1-1. He pops it up. Bottle rocket on the infield. Leon races in front of the Pirates catcher, now moving behind the plate, and the veteran makes the catch. 6 steps behind the batter's circle. Leon puts away out number 2.
But talking about Grant Holmes' tear in the UCL and tear in the flexor tendon, it's going to be so important for him to continue to stay on top of all the work he needs to do to make sure that stuff's built up around those tendons, because they need him in a big, big way in this rotation.
Especially with all the injuries they have suffered already. Spencer Horwitz takes a slider over the shoe tops, ball 1. Spencer Schwellenbach will be out for an extended period of time. Hurston Waldrop will be out for an extended period of time. Braves lost Joey Wentz on Sunday to a torn ACL. 1-0, bounced in by Holmes. One 1-0 Atlanta. Already 2 down in the bottom of the third. Leadoff man Spencer Horwitz struck out by Holmes to lead off the bottom of the first. On this 2-0, he swings and misses, goes stumbling over the plate. And he can work both sides of the street with that slider.
He can, and throw it in hitters' counts as he did there. Can throw it for a strike, can throw it for the swing and miss as well. But when you have a pitch that you can spin like that, Charlie Morton was the prime example of that. You can go to it at any count and you feel comfortable. And command to both sides of the plate is very, very rare with a pitch like that slider.
Now Holmes deals the 2-1. And Horwitz wraps one on the ground out to first, shuffling toward his right. Dom Smith has it, and he'll take it to the bag 5 steps in front of Horwitz. 3 up, 3 down. Nice start to the game for Grant Holmes. 3 scoreless innings, 3 behind us, 1-0 Atlanta.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, Get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
At Farah and Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home. Because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah and Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball.
Braves leading 1-0. Bubba Chandler back to work for Pittsburgh in the top of the fourth. Jorge Mateo, Dominic Smith, and Kyle Farmer up for Walt Weiss's Atlanta Braves. Nick Green with me, producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Sitting on the perch, got a good look at Lecom Field in Bradenton. As Mateo climbs in from the right side. Chandler kicks and deals. And Mateo goes after a high slider, catches a piece, and dribbles it behind him. Jack Johnson with you on the Braves Radio Network. And a pleasure to fill in for Ben Ingram these last few games. Chandler from the first base side of the rubber, twists into his motion, drives home a fastball, but overcooked it. It's outside, 1-1. Quite the offseason for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They have invested in prospects. One of them is standing 60 feet 6 inches away from Mateo as he brings the 1-1. And Mateo hits this high in the air off the right field line.
You know, this team has potential to be pretty good. Now, it feels kind of like the Rays where you need really good years from the guys that are expected to have good years. You need guys like Bubba Chandler to be really good.
Mateo on this one, too. Strikes out swinging. 99-mile-per-hour heat from Chandler for his 6th strikeout of the evening.
And that's been the strikeout pitch. 5 of the 6 strikeouts have come on the fastball. But you also need for this team to be good is a guy like Jose Urquidy to give you innings. You got to have your bullpen guys. Gregory Soto is a pretty big sign in the bullpen.
There's strike one on Dominic Smith.
But you have to have those guys perform at a high level, and the offense is going to be better.
It has to be.
Yeah, the offense hit 230 last year, had 117 home runs. That's not going to cut it.
Smith chases a changeup and had some wicked movement to it, rolling away from the barrel, and he ran out of some.
Yeah, that changeup is filthy. Sits about 92 with some depth to it.
And he chased a pitch off the plate. All the weapons at Chandler's disposal. He just struck out Mateo, the 0-2, and a bouncing ball sent to third base. First time Enmanuel Valdez gets some work, and he gets his man with the throw across the diamond.
Once Bubba Chandler starts throwing all the pitches, that fastball at 99, if you get off of it at all, you're going to see a pretty ugly swing, and that's what we saw with Dom Smith just trying to protect at the top of the zone.
12 batters faced, 6 strikeouts, 6 put in play. One of them a solo homer by Jair Camargo. That's the only scoring tonight. 2 down in the top of the fourth, and Farmer swats through a fastball. So Pittsburgh last year, dead last on offense in OPS, scoring, and homers. Now they, frankly, have nowhere to go but up as Farmer slaps one back to the screen. And you think with these additions, they probably will. For the first time in a long time, there's reason to be bullish on the Pittsburgh Pirates' future. Their odds to win the division, 1-4. But Fangraphs has them at a higher percentage than last year's Central champion, the Brewers. 0-2, and Farmer heaves one off the first base side. Everybody going after it. Davis, the first among them, and he'll watch this 3 rows up. And a gentleman in a black long sleeve shirt with a backwards baseball cap makes a bare hand grab to the applause of the fans here at Lecom.
I'm curious to see how fast Connor Griffin gets up here, the number 1 prospect in baseball. He's had a pretty tough spring, but they've seen some flashes of greatness, which he's one of the better athletes in the game.
Chandler has struck out a pair in his last 2 innings, delivers to Farmer, and there's a bottle rocket behind the plate. Davis moving back toward the screen. On the on-deck circle, won't have a play. The netting runs all the way up above us. And the baseball hanging on the netting. It acts as an extension of the awning. A heavy rainstorm came through 40 minutes before the first pitch, which was scheduled for 6:05. We made that thanks to great work from the grounds crew.
And by the way, nobody heard this but me. You said no way we start on time, and we were 1 minute late. But you expected 15.
I severely underestimated their skills. 0-2. Farmer stays alive. He is way out in front of a changeup. Hits it toward the camera well down the third base line.
No, the grounds crew's done a great job. This field looks amazing. The grass is in perfect shape. The dirt is fabulous. So kudos to them.
Another 0-2. Farmer loops this down the left field line. It'll hook toward the tarp. They put it on at about 5:20. They took it off at about 5:40. And in 25 minutes, we were ready to play baseball. Infield dirt is a milk chocolate brown. It's a slightly lighter shade on the mound, where Chandler stares in at Farmer. Here comes another 0-2. And Farmer pops this up. Slicing down the right field side. O'Hearn toward the corner won't have a play. Six in a row fouled off by Farmer. But he's still down 0-2 with nobody on and 2 gone. Braves lead 1-0. Chandler delivers, and Farmer strikes out swinging. He went through the entire mix. Finally, it was the slider that puts away Farmer low and away. He waved over the top. 7 strikeouts over 4 innings for Bubba Chandler. And Grant Holmes going back to work for the Braves as they lead 1-0 on the Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
Life's full of thrills, like the final seconds. Shot clock winding down. And he sinks it. But for the accident attorneys at Farah & Farah, one thrill beats them all.
It's the thrill of the win, when the pressure's high and the work comes through. I'm talking full court focus, no shortcuts, calling a client and saying, "You're squared away. The hard part's behind you." That's the moment. Yeah, we're built for that.
Call Farah & Farah, Tampa.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market.
1-0 Braves into the bottom of the 4th. Some streaks of sunlight starting to break through. Some overcast sky in Bradenton. Grant Holmes delivers. Went to the curveball that time. A check swing by Ryan O'Hearn. Appealed to third, and he did go. So Holmes jumps in front, no balls and a strike. O'Hearn coming over from the Padres. 2-year, $29 million deal. 0-1. He'll catch a piece and bound it to the backstop. Alongside Nick Green and producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Jack Johnson with you. Infield shaded toward the pull side for the left-handed hitting O'Hearn in his first year with the Pirates. Holmes out of the stretch. 0-2. Spiked in front of the plate. Second time the Braves are facing the Pirates in the Grapefruit League this year. They will see Pittsburgh six times in the regular season. 1-2, O'Hearn down swinging. Holmes fits a fastball past him and grants up to 5 strikeouts tonight.
Good sequence, too, and he's able to live off the secondary stuff and then make that fastball a little bit better to punch out O'Hearn.
Now, longtime Pirate Brian Reynolds on his bobblehead night at Lecom Park. Switch hitter stands in from the left side, loads up, and then waits on strike one. That's a four-seamer clocked at 92 from Holmes. Reynolds struck out swinging for the second out of the first. Ace season with the Pirates. 0-1 pitch. Tap foul by Reynolds. The Braves will host the Pirates first in June, then travel to Pittsburgh in early July.
You know, the question for me, you mentioned the Brian Reynolds bobblehead. How many bobbleheads are there in spring training?
There can't be too many. Did you ever have a bobblehead night?
I did not, at any level. But spring training bobbleheads, pretty cool for the fans.
Well timed on a night where there was some rain. 0-2. Reynolds strikes out swinging. A slider that hovered off the outer third, and Reynolds ran out of lumber. Back-to-back for Holmes and 2 down.
And Grant's gotten 8 swings on the slider, 8 swings and misses. That's how good the pitch has been tonight.
Holmes memorably made his Major League debut June 16, 2024. It was a Sunday. It was Father's Day. His dad was in the crowd at Truist Park that day as he struck out Randy Arozarena. Marcell Ozuna skies one foul off the first base line. They were teammates back then, their opponents now. And Ozuna, as always, with that neon yellow arm sleeve, neon cleats to match. Hands extended out toward the plate. Holmes from the belt, the 0-1. And Ozuna watches it bounce in. Brought in for some right-handed power. There is more right-handed power in their organization. Tony Blanco Jr. can hit the cover off the baseball if he ever gets up to Pittsburgh this year. 1-1 is a called strike.
In case you're wondering what number Marcel's wearing, it's 24. It's hard for me to envision any number on his back other than 20.
1-2 from Holmes. Ozuna watches a little low and rolls up the third base line to get the baseball that strays away from Leon. Friends and former teammates, unsurprisingly, a wide grin spread across Ozuna's face. Celebrated by his teammates as one of the best presences in the clubhouse during his time in Atlanta. The 2-2. Ozuna stays alive on a pitch that was off the inside. So a host of trades, a couple free agent signings. Ozuna signing for 1 year, $12 million. Standing deep in the box, up on his front toe. Holmes from the belt, another 2-2. And Ozuna chips it into Leon's glove, and Grant Holmes punches out the side in the fourth. He's got 7. 14 combined strikeouts for the starters. Bubba Chandler going back to the bump. Got a pitcher's duel here tonight. It's 1-0 Braves.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the FARA safety net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call FARA and FARA. It's what we built. Tampa.
1-0 Atlanta, top of the fifth. It has been quite a display from these starting pitchers. Both grew up as Braves fans. Grant Holmes and Bubba Chandler both have 7 strikeouts. Chandler has allowed a solo homer to Jair Camargo. He goes up against Gamble, Williams, and Leon. And a changeup misses away for ball 1. Just 23 years old, made his major league debut last year. Faced the Braves. Final series of the season at Truist Park. Punched out 6 with no walks that evening. 1-0. Gamble a touch late on a fastball at 96. The Pirates have 2 hard-throwing right-handers. They both sport mustaches. 1-1. Rides off the outside. And if you're a hitter, especially if Chandler becomes what many hope he will be in Pittsburgh, got to look out and say, man, there's 2 of them. A lot of promising pitching talent in the Pirates organization. 2-1. Lofted out toward left field, down the line, and slicing out of play.
I'm actually interested to see how Jared Jones comes back. He had the internal brace surgery. Same thing as Spencer Strider. Had that in May of last year, so probably expect him back around the All-Star break or so. But if he's healthy in that rotation with Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller, Braxton Ashcraft, and Bubba Chandler, pretty solid.
It's a good core. 2-2. Check swing by Gamble. Appeal to third. He held up. Fastball just a touch off the outside. And that runs the count full.
And they also have Seth Hernandez.
They expect him to be really good.
Yeah, probably not too far away either.
Payoff from Bubba Chandler, and Gamble stares at strike 3. He's punched out on a slider, swaying through the back door. That's 8 for Chandler. Puts the bat in the hands of Luke Williams. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
This is the home of the Braves. WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM.
Second time Chandler has faced his team that he grew up cheering for as Williams hits a fly ball down the line in right field. Ryan O'Hearn galloping toward it makes the chest-high catch. He struck out 6 the first time. He has struck out 8 tonight. Former 2-sport star at North Oconee High School. He was a really good pitcher, but he actually first committed to play football at Clemson in 2020 when Clemson's starting quarterback was the future first overall pick in the NFL draft, Trevor Lawrence. That's a good guy to expect to follow. There's a ball in tight to Sandy Leon, who had to reach up his hands out of the way. Otherwise, he would have been clipped. Overcooked fastball by Chandler, who has struggled with command entering tonight, not so much in this game. 1-0. But he misses his spot again. Tight into Leon. 2 balls, no strikes.
Speaking of good pitching in that organization, Hunter Barco is their number 5 prospect. He's a top 100 prospect as well. Left-hander. Reached AAA last year. That's a pretty good success. So you think about the depth in this organization and the talent. The farm system's ranked number 3 overall. There's a reason that people are pretty high on Pittsburgh. Maybe not necessarily this year, but in the next couple of years.
But like you said, all we can talk about right now is projection, but they're projected for success for the first time in a while, and that feeling permeates. 2-0 on Leon. That whistles wide. 3 balls, no strikes.
And just as a fan of the game, when I see guys like Bubba Chandler, the Connor Griffins, those type of players, I get pretty excited for the game itself.
Another electric arm to watch. Chandler walks Leon on 4 pitches. No challenge called for by Davis on the most competitive pitch that Chandler threw in that at-bat. It goes down as his first walk. It comes with 2 outs in the 5th inning, and a huge sign of progress for Chandler, pitching coach Bill Murphy, and Don Kelly, the manager. Hitting his spots, hitting the target a lot more tonight than he had entering the ball game. Camargo takes under the hands, ball 1. 8 strikeouts before he issues his first walk. Coming into tonight, he had more walks than strikeouts, 10 against 9. Here's the 1-0 on Camargo. Again, it's in tight. Camargo drilling a solo homer in the 3rd inning. That's the only scoring so far in the ball game. Runner at first is Leon after a 4-pitch walk. Braves catcher tonight with a short lead. 2-0. And Camargo takes a fastball, runs through the inner half for a called strike. That was lasered at 112 miles per hour off the bat, screeching over the tall left field fence. 2-1 pitch. The right-handed hitting Camargo pops this up. Could hang around. In foul ground along first base, it's Horwitz to the dugout, reaches out with a red leather glove. He makes the catch and then takes his momentum down the steps to join his teammates. Through 4.5, the Braves in front 1-0 here from Lecom Park.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in and be ready to go from day one.
1-0 Braves. We roll into the bottom of the 5th at Lecom Park in Bradenton. Heavy rain subsided before the ball game. The lights flickering to life around the ballpark. Jared Triolo, the shortstop for Don Kelly and the promising Pittsburgh Pirates. Then Nick York, then Billy Cook. 5, 6, and 7 in Kelly's order against Grant Holmes. 7 strikeouts over 4 scoreless innings. Holmes has looked really sharp tonight. Now an established major leaguer after 10 years in the minors. A long ascension to get here. And now he's a fixture in the rotation as Triolo bounced the first pitch behind him foul. Slider has looked especially sharp for Holmes. He's thrown it an even rate with his four-seam fastball. 0-1 pitch to the plate. Breaks outside. They have not even touched his slider in this ball game. 1-1. Went to the changeup that time. It was heavy and low. 2 balls and a strike. 9 swings on the slider, 9 misses. 1-0 Atlanta on a Jair Camargo solo home run off Bubba Chandler. These starting pitchers have looked excellent. Holmes struck out the side in the 4th. And now a swing and a miss on another slider. 10 swings, 10 whiffs, Nick.
It's just been so good, and the location's been good. He's been able to backdoor it a couple times to lefties. Been able to start it as a strike, ends up as a ball.
As he go to his favorite weapon here, the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Guess what? It's the slider. 4 in a row for Holmes and 8 tonight.
And that's exactly what he did. Starts at about thigh high, ends up down and out of the zone. Another swing and miss, another punch out.
He has really developed a feel for spin since he became a big leaguer with the Braves a year and a half ago. Splinters the zone with a fastball to jump in front of Nick York. Grew up in Newport Beach, then went to Archbishop Mitty High School in San Jose, California. 0-1, and York watches strike 2. Same song, second verse. Fastball that carves the plate in half.
And when you know a guy can throw a slider for a strike at any count, any time, a lot of times 92 looks like 96.
Here's the 0-2. And York takes a little off the inside. Slider that didn't break as much as Holmes has gotten tonight. Backed up on him a touch, runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody on, 1 gone in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 Atlanta. Holmes out of the stretch, straight down the rubber, drives home, and the 1-2, he gets him swinging on another slider, and it's 5 in a row for Holmes. That's 9 tonight.
All right, I'm going to need him to wait until the regular season to throw any more of these sliders. I need the swing and miss and the strikeouts come the regular season. It's been fun to watch, though.
For someone that has the flowing brown curly hair and the mustache, he looks like a NASCAR driver as Billy Cook tried to bunt that pitch, went stumbling across the plate, and he did go on a curveball. Holmes has a quiet, reserved demeanor, but there is a competitive fire that bubbles under the surface. And you know, for someone that was shut down after he was so good in the middle of the summer last year, he couldn't wait to get back on a mound. 0-1, he bounces this in. Ball and a strike on Cook. And he's pitching in this spring like someone that couldn't wait to get back to the spot it took so many years to get to.
And I think there are a lot of guys on this team who kind of feel the same way and are in the same boat.
Holmes to Cook. Spills outside on a changeup.
I think there's something to prove for this team, and it's not just certain guys, but as a whole, this team underperformed pretty poorly last year, and they need to be better, and they will be.
2-1. Cook swings and misses. I mean, they're not even close to this slider right now. If Holmes had thrown that slider and Cook had waited an extra beat, he probably still would have been in front. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Here it comes, and it is driven out toward left field on a line. Clohessy shuffling over toward his left, makes the catch. 5 strikeouts in a row for Grant Holmes from the 4th through the 5th. He gets the last on a fly out to left, and he is dealing tonight. Braves through 5 on top, 1-0.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays, juicy tenders on Thursdays, and Fridays, golden nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Tampa.
Braves lead 1-0 here in Bradenton as we head into the top of the sixth inning. New pitcher for the Pirates is lefty Evan Sisk, 6'2", 214 out of College of Charleston. Last year, 19 games for Pittsburgh, 1-1 with a 3.57 ERA. It'll be a six-pitch mix. Sinker, four-seamer, sit 90-91. He's got a sweeper, curveball, and cutter as well.
So the big lefty, Evan Sisk, 6'2", 214. Originally drafted by the Cardinals back in 2018 from the College of Charleston. Weaves home, and this is swatted in the left field by Patrick Clohessy. Backing up a few steps. New left fielder in the ballgame for Pittsburgh. He'll make the catch. One down. And Clohessy 0 for 2 tonight. Great start for Bubba Chandler. He did give up a solo home run to Jair Camargo. However, Chandler, 5 innings of 1-run ball. That was the only hit he allowed. 1 walk, 8 strikeouts. There's only been 1 hit in the ball game. It's a solo homer that has the Braves in front 1-0. Michael Harris for the 3rd time tonight takes low and away. Great outing by Grant Holmes, 9 strikeouts. Bubba Chandler struck out 8. 1-0. Harris may have chipped his barrel and rolls it foul off first base.
And this is a tough matchup for Michael. Sisk on the first base side of the rubber steps behind Michael, so he's got a funky delivery. Again, the fastball is not overpowering, but it's really tough to pick up for lefties.
So Harris gets some fresh lumber. Walks back to the left-handed box. As always, his pocket on the back of his gray baseball pants turned inside out. High set of the hands, and the 1-1. And Sisk misses outside. Brian Sanchez is the new left fielder, replacing Brian Reynolds. Plenty of other changes for the Pirates in this inning, and a few more to come. 2-1. Swerves outside. Nice take by Harris. 3 balls and a strike. Evan Sisk standing upright from the third base side of the rubber. Kicks and deals. Harris has to lean back as he takes ball 4. Did not get through that fastball. So a 1-out walk for Harris puts him on first base. Chandler only had 1 walk in the game. That came in the 5th inning. Sisk enjoying a very nice spring. Here's Jorge Mateo. And a breaking ball flutters outside for ball 1. 74-mile-per-hour slider from Sisk. Was pitching to a 1.7 ERA in the spring. Finally gave up his first earned run on Sunday. Here's the 1-0. And before that, he'll pick back to first. Harris dives back. And push-up style pushes himself back to his feet. Antoine Richardson is right there in his ear. One-0. This time he gets the curveball through the zone.
A good breaking ball starts off the plate in the lefty batter's box. Lands down the middle.
Even count ball and a strike. Jorge Mateo swings and misses. Back pick to first. Harris scrambling, gets back. with a head-first dive. Feel caught up on the changes?
Not really. I actually forgot, honestly.
Well, let's remind everyone at home, or catch everybody up.
I need to be reminded as well.
So, Alika Williams is the new shortstop. Mike Jarvis is the new second baseman. Dominic Fletcher is in right. Brian Sanchez is in left. Everybody else is the same for now. 1-2 is lifted towards center field. Billy Cook remaining in the game, gliding in a few steps, makes the catch. And Harris will backpedal to first base. And now Dominic Smith. Smith batting from the left side. Has had a really good spring. Signed a minor league deal with the Braves. As Sisk will step toward first and pick back at Harris, who's back standing up. He was originally a Mets first-round pick. All the way back in 2013. From J. Sarah High School in Southern California. Harris runs. Pitch is a little too tall. Harris dives into second. He is safe. Henry Davis's throw skipped into second base. Alika Williams was a second late applying the tag, and Harris has another stolen bag.
And a really good jump by Michael. Henry Davis made it pretty close, but Michael ends up with his fourth stolen base of the spring.
And into scoring position with 2 down. If you can believe it, Nick, this is the first at-bat of the game. Comes in the top of the 6th with a man in scoring position. 1-0 Atlanta, 1-0 pitch, and Smith takes low and outside.
This has been a good pitching matchup, that's for sure.
We thought it would be. Bubba Chandler, so much promise. Some of the promise that Grant Holmes carried when he was drafted in the first round out of high school by the Dodgers. Just took Grant Holmes a little longer to start paying it off with the team he grew up cheering for. It's a ball away to Smith, and it's 3-0. Henry Davis, the catcher and a former first overall pick in 2021, sets the target. Sisk delivers off the inside, ball 4. So his second walk of the inning. Opponents going just 2 for 18 against Sisk in the spring, but they're at first and second for Kyle Farmer. Former Georgia Bulldog. Sisk to the plate. And a curveball, pretty heavy, drops beneath the zone. Nice take by Farmer. Makes it a little easier to be patient early in the count when this lefty has not hit his spot so far. 2 walks. Stolen base by Harris. He's at second. And the 1-0 down and in. He's fallen behind again.
And these are the type of spots you want to see Kyle Farmer in. If he makes this team, it's going to be the matchups where they feel like he can do some damage against lefties.
Last year with Colorado, he tagged 8 home runs. 2-0. Drilled up the middle. Williams dives. It's by him. And it breaches left center field. Harris is on the throttle. He's around third. He will score standing up. And the Braves pad the lead. 2-0. Farmer delivers with an RBI knock.
Nice at bat, laying off a couple of breaking balls early in the count to get it to a hitter's count. Got a fastball and stayed back up the middle. Puts the Braves up 2-0.
Now a mountain visit. Henry Davis lifts the mask and goes 60 feet 6 inches up the hill to greet his lefty, Evan Sisk, who is really struggling for the first time in spring training, and Kyle Farmer was ready. After Sisk missed with 2 breaking balls down and into the right-handed hitter, he got a fastball, and he drilled it up the middle. Under the dive of Williams, Harris scoring from second, Smith up 90 feet. Now he's at second with Farmer at first. And the pitch to Gamble. Hovers off the inside, ball 1. 2-0 Atlanta, top of the 6th inning. Braves on the hunt for their 13th win in 19 games this spring. Gamble takes a strike. That was the first at-bat with the runner in scoring position, and Atlanta cashes in. Now 1-for-1. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back towards us. Rolls all the way up the netting, and here it comes. All the way down. Hops behind the plate on the warning track. A netting that protects us, and I imagine Jonathan Chadwick would have paid for himself a few years ago. 1-2. Gamble strikes out swinging with a one-handed finish. That's the sweeper that Evan Sisk has been hunting this entire inning, and he finally delivers it to end the inning. But the Braves get a run. Just 2 hits in the game, but the Braves have 2 runs off them, and they lead 2-0 into the bottom of the 6th from Lecom Park.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
UL Payamps on for the Braves as they lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. This will be the second time we've seen him this spring. We saw him last Sunday. Tossed a scoreless inning of relief.
Right-hander deals, and he'll start his evening with ball 1 in tight to Emmanuel Valdez.
It'll be mostly fastball slider for Payamps. 4-seamer sinker, both sit 95. A changeup and cutter as well.
Both starting pitchers out of the game as Valdez taps it foul. 1-1 strike the count. We thought we might get a pitcher's duel tonight, and they both came out guns blazing. 17 strikeouts combined, 9 for Holmes, 8 for Bubba Chandler. Now it's Payamps, right-hander, delivers a strike. Just caught the southwest corner of the zone. So the Braves on top 2-0. A solo homer by Camargo and an RBI single by Kyle Farmer. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Valdez rips this foul. It hits the facing of the dugout, and Karam's out to first base where Dominic Smith makes the catch on a line. Everybody's gold baseball caps stay attached, although that went sizzling over their heads by less than a foot in the Pirates' dugout. 1-2 from Payamps. Valdez strikes out swinging. It's 95 to put him away, and that blew him away. Payamps collects the Braves' 10th strikeout of the evening on the mound.
It's a high-spin 4-seamer. If he can get it to the top of the zone, it's tough to get on top of. We saw him pop a couple 96s in that outing against Tampa Bay. This strikeout on 95.
Payamps delivers. Henry Davis takes strike 1. That's a front door slider. Also gotten to see some action from one of the Braves' prized acquisitions this offseason as the 0-1 is hit sharply out to short. Backing up for it, Mateo. It goes off his chest. He recovers, throws to first. Not in time. Henry Davis beats it out.
That ball was hit hard on the ground, but Mateo kept his feet planted in the ground, didn't move them, and got eaten up on a pretty routine ground ball.
And that has been scored as an error. So Davis, who entered tonight in the spring 0 for 15, is now 0 for 16, but he has reached on an error on Jorge Mateo. This ball slashed on a line and foul by Spencer Horwitz. Well, Piamps picking up where Grant Holmes left off. Holmes only walked 1 tonight, and Piamps himself has only thrown 1 out of the zone. A 1 fouled straight back. 9 pitches, 8 4 strikes. After that walk to Rhino Hearn in the first inning, Grant Holmes did not allow another base runner. Henry Davis is at first now. The 0-2. Flip foul. Defensive cut by Horwitz there on a fastball at 96. Still some overcast skies. Lights at Lecom Park illuminating the playing surface. Some streaks of sunlight behind left field with the setting sun here in Florida.
It's actually turned out to be pretty nice. I had my jacket on earlier with the breeze, but now it feels very comfortable.
I doubt there's any AC unit in this press box, and it's been pretty steamy up here. 0-2 popped up down the left field line, headed for the seats, and a souvenir. Just a few night games in the Grapefruit League remain for the Braves. They'll face Boston at home on the 14th. Saturday night action against the Red Sox. 0-2 on Horwitz. Piamps delivers. A little low with the slider. And after that, one more night game. It's against the Pirates. They'll play the Pirates twice in the final 5 games of the spring. The 1-2. Big chopper. Smith climbs the ladder, taps on first, and then throws right into Henry Davis's back. So when out at first, Smith went up to get it on a huge bounce and then drilled Henry Davis in between the 3 and the 2 on his black Pirates jersey.
Another really good play by Dom Smith. Able to leap and get the out at first base. And we saw this the other day where he had a play to his backhand side, touched first, and made a pretty incredible throw to second. This time it doesn't work out, but we get a little smile out of Henry Davis after the ball smokes him right in the back.
And a gesture from Dominic Smith to say, my bad. Here's Dominic Fletcher, younger brother of former Brave David Fletcher. He swings and hits one high in the air toward right center field, but in the park. Gamble crossing in front of the new center fielder, Eric Hartman. He'll reach up and make the catch, and that's 6 scoreless innings for Braves pitching tonight. On to the 7th, Atlanta in front 2-0.
Frontier is joining Verizon. New Frontier and Verizon customers can get 6 months of 100% fiber internet on us up to 1 gig by bundling Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Plus, get 2 mobile lines for $50 per month on unlimited welcome with auto pay plus taxes and fees. Visit your local Verizon store to switch. $25 per line after $60 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for
2-0 Atlanta, top of the 7th. A new pitcher on for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He sports a 1.93 ERA. He's a big right-hander, and his name, Cam Sanders. 6th appearance for Sanders. He's also picked up a save in the spring, 4 2/3, 1 earned run. He's hit a batter, walked a batter, and struck out 5. Bunch of changes around him. We'll try to catch up on it the best we can. Luke Williams takes off the inside, ball 1. Big line change for Don Kelly. Mixed in between the last frame and this frame as the pink sky begins to light up behind center field. Williams tonight has struck out and flown out to right. Here he hits one on the screws out toward deep right center field. Racing over there, Billy Cook, and he'll make the running catch. So it's gone Chandler, Sisk, and now Cam Sanders. Sanders, 6'2", 215. Originally born in Louisiana. 29-year-old right-hander to the plate, and Sandy Leon takes strike 1. Bunch of changes around him. Endy Rodriguez is the new catcher. Here's the 0-1 on Sandy. Big bouncer set up along first. Left up there. That's a new first baseman as well. Not Spencer Harwitz anymore. That's Callan Moss to make the play and tap dance in front of Leon. So 2 down. Two nothing Atlanta in the top of the 7th from Lecom Park. Brings up Jair Camargo. Represents one of the 2 hits tonight and one of the 2 runs for Atlanta. He'll start in front as Sanders misses high and away. One-0. Swing and a miss, and a one-handed finish by Camargo.
Pretty big fastball from Sanders. Last year it sat at 96 miles an hour.
One. Hooks outside. 2 balls and a strike. Dominic Fletcher has also moved over to play in center, so that's no longer Billy Cook. New right fielder in for the Pirates. There's a strike from Sanders. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sanders looking for a 1-2-3 inning. He's 1 strike away from getting it. Right-handers 2-2. And Camargo strikes out swinging. Cam Sanders defeats him with a changeup and 91 under the hands. The Braves go down in order, but they still lead 2-0 as we stretch out on a Thursday evening in Bradenton.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
At Farah and Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home, because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in.
Braves lead 2-0 in the bottom of the seventh here in Bradenton. New pitcher for Atlanta is right-hander Taylor Scott. Spent time between Houston and Arizona last year, 24 combined games at a 7.9 ERA. This will be the fourth time we've seen him this spring. Hasn't allowed a run in 3 innings of work.
Now, Taylor Scott going up against Alika Williams. Williams standing close together, deep in the box from the right side. Makes a hard fastball over the shoulders, ball 1. Bunch of changes around him. Drew Compton is the new first baseman. Colby Jones fresh at second, as Williams swings through a breaking ball at 81 to even the count. Jorge Mateo still at short. Cody Miller is the new third baseman. Dalton McIntyre is in left field. Eric Hartman is in center. Owen Carey is in right. And a new catcher as well that just got missed on a pitch that got away from Scott. It's Jair Camargo, who moves to take Sandy Leon's spot, but he was in the lineup already as the designated hitter. So Camargo now catching. 2 balls and a strike on Williams. And the pitch from Scott. Slings it in there and carves the plate in half. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, now the pitch. And Williams hits a bouncing ball on the third base line. It's charged by Miller. His throw on the run to first, not in time. Alika Williams hustling up the line, loses his helmet, but gains first base by a quarter of a step.
And Miller is playing pretty deep on Alika Williams, who has good speed, chops it in the ground, and is able to beat it out. Pretty good play by Miller at third base, just not in time.
So Williams batting in Jared Triolo's spot reaches. And now it's Marcell Ozuna once more. And Ozuna lasers the first pitch foul toward the tarp down the left field line. 2-0 Atlanta. Bottom of the 7th on Thursday night. Game number 19 for the Braves in the spring. They're 12-4-2. First games in the Walt Weiss era. Scott picks over to first. Williams dives back. Former Sun Devil on first base. Held there by a Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket and Drew Compton. Ozuna against Scott in the 0-1. Ozuna flips this foul off first base. Oh, and 1. Here's the pitch. Ozuna strikes. Out swinging, so the scoreboard had not updated. It was actually the 0-2 pitch. And Ozuna back to the dugout as Scott blows him away with a high fastball.
Yeah, good fastball up and away after pounding him in. Got him to think in, went away, and got the strikeout.
One down, runner on. 2-0 Braves. It's Mike Jarvis in the box, and Jarvis will take a ball away. Jarvis batting .250 in 4 games this spring. 1 ball, no strikes. Really no breeze to speak of. Taylor Scott delivers. And a called strike. Splinters the zone at 92.
Kind of a funky delivery for Taylor Scott. It's a little bit of a short arm kind of crossfire. Standing on that third base side of the rubber.
There goes the runner. Pitch is outside. Camargo's throw. Williams is out at second base. He went for the feet first slide, and he's tagged out by Colby Jones.
And that throw is right on the money. Good pitch to throw on. Good job waiting for that breaking ball to get to him. And Camargo erases the runner at second.
2 away. 2-1 on Jarvis. Great throw by Camargo. He gets his man. 2-1. Lifted high in the air out toward left center field. McIntyre and Hartman converge. It's McIntyre's ball. He locks onto it, and he makes the catch. No runs to hit. Nobody left after the caught stealing. We played 7, and the Braves in front 2-0.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
There's no way to prepare for the impact an accident makes on your life. That's why we've spent 40 years getting ready for that moment when you need compassion and immediate action. The right doctors, investigators, our team of experienced attorneys, and your free consultation is already in place. So if you've been hurt, remember, the Farah Safety Net is right here to catch you. All you have to do is call Farah and Farah. It's what we built. Tampa.
Introducing the all-new ML.
The Braves still lead 2-0 into the top of the 8th inning here in Bradenton. The 4th pitcher of the day for the Pirates will be big right-hander, 6'5", Michael Darrell Hicks. He weighs 231 pounds out of Western Kentucky University. Spent time at the big league level a little bit last year. 7 games between the Angels and the Pirates. Through 9 2/3 innings, struck out 8. This will be the 4th time he's pitched in the spring. He allowed 3 earned runs in 3 innings of work.
Came up in the Angels organization. He'll face Dalton McIntyre in for Patrick Cloesy as the left fielder. McIntyre swings it from the left side and stares at strike 1. Stuck to the bottom of the zone by the new pitcher, Michael Darrell Hicks. Big right-hander holds it in a black glove from the first base side of the rubber. One leg kick and the pitch is rolled right back up the middle to the left side of second, sliding over Williams, throws down the line a little bit, and it pulled his first baseman Moss off the bag. McIntyre will reach.
Nice job getting out of the box. Put some pressure on the defense, and Alika Williams rushed the throw a little bit, sailed arm side, and was able to beat it out at first.
That's one thing you expect when these substitutions get in the game. You know they're going to give you a hard 90. McIntyre did just that. Now it's Eric Hartman from the left side. Quick pick over to first base. McIntyre splashes in.
And I love that, too, just the idea of putting pressure on the defense. It doesn't matter what the score is in the game. If you can continue to do that, you're setting a good example for everybody else and giving your team a chance to win.
Darrell Hicks to Hartman, and it's outside. Scoring on the play that McIntyre reached on, a throwing error on Williams. So an E6 puts him on first base. He's got a good-sized lead. 1-0. And Darrell Hicks finds the zone. 1-1 the count. Braves and the Pirates. Game number 19 for both of these teams. Both have winning records in the spring entering tonight. Braves looking to bounce back in 2026. The Pirates looking to ascend for the first time in a long time. There's a sweeper overcooked by Darrell Hicks. It's 2-1. Eric Hartman batting in Michael Harris's spot. Harris walked, stole a bag, and scored the second run of the game for the Braves. They lead 2-0 on just 3 hits in this game. 2-1, high and wide. So for the Braves, 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error. For the Pirates, no runs so far. 1 hit, 1 error in this inning to put McIntyre on first base. Beyond left field, the sun's still setting in the west. Darker skies off the first base line. Lights buzzing around Lecom Park, which opened its doors in 1923. 3-1. Swing and a miss. Hartman climbed the ladder. Couldn't go as high as that fastball from Darrell Hicks. Second oldest ballpark in minor league baseball. New AA affiliate for the Braves, the Columbus Clinkstones, their ballpark, formerly known as Golden Park, now Synovus Park, celebrating its 100th anniversary this year. Opened in 1926. 3-2, runner goes, strike 3 swinging, throw down to second, they get both. McIntyre tagged out on a nice throw by Endy Rodriguez, and 2 down just like that.
Endy Rodriguez is one of the better catch-and-throw guys in the league. The bats lagged behind a little bit, but still able to do some damage behind the plate. Nice job on the fastball up in the zone and puts it right on the money at second base.
Now Jorge Mateo, lone guy who remains in the game for Atlanta. Mateo swings and misses. Chased a sweeper off the outside. Like Nick mentioned, they've done a really good job keeping this place up. Put some money into it, but it still has the old charm of a ballpark from days gone by, a century ago, as Mateo takes a little low. The one distinct thing you will see from ballparks back in the day, tight quarters down the lines. And the other one, you have a lot of foul ground behind the plate. 1-1. Popped up, spinning back of all that green grass behind the plate and foul.
And this has the old school feel, really, to me, from basically third base all the way around to first base. And then once you get to the outfield, that's where they've expanded a little bit, have the catwalk all the way across from left field to right field.
Big boardwalk in right field, running all the way toward the foul pole. 1-2. Popped up by Mateo. Behind the plate, Rodriguez takes off the mask and watches it ripple the netting and roll back toward the field.
They've got kind of a tiki hut-ish thing in center field, right beside the batter's eye. Pretty crowded all the way around.
Yeah, that place is slammed. Good place to see a ball game. Big high fence wrapping around from foul pole to foul pole as well. 1-2 on Mateo with 2 gone and nobody on, and he heaves one in the air along right field. Shaylin Polanco is the new right fielder. 1 step in front of the foul line, he makes the catch. No runs, no hits, 1 error. It's erased on a caught stealing. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Braves still in front, 2-0 from Lecom Park.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get down.
The Braves have got Grant Holmes, Joel Payamps, Taylor Scott, and the new pitcher as they lead 2-0 into the bottom of the eighth is the right-hander Blaine Inlow. This will be the fourth appearance of the spring for him. 2 shutout innings, allowed a hit, and punched out 3.
He'll look to build off that against Brian Sanchez. Rowdy twists into his motion, delivers. Didn't get all the way through that curveball. It hangs high and wide. Ball 1. We have played a speedy 7.5. Braves lead 2-0. 1-0. Sanchez has to skip rope. That cutter was biting toward the back foot. 2 balls, no strikes. Feels like the crowd size has grown on what has turned into a gorgeous Thursday evening after heavy rains rolled through about an hour before first pitch. 2-0. Dots the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Alongside Nick Green and producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick, Jack Johnson with you at Lecom Park. Braves on the road playing the Pittsburgh Pirates. 2-1. Tapped off the foot of Sanchez, rolling up the first base line. Like we were talking about, Lecom Park opened its doors in 1923. Pirates have been playing spring ball here since 1969. Some of the best in the history of baseball have played here. 2-2. Tied him up, struck him out. Climbed the ladder with the curveball, and Sanchez chased it. Enlow starts his night with a strikeout.
I would love to see what this place looked like back in the early 70s, and they've had a lot of good players come through here, that's for sure.
This is rolled sharply through the right side, a base hit. Endy Rodriguez on the first pitch jumps all over it, and he has himself a 1-out knock. Some of the luminaries that have come through here: Roberto Alomar, Johnny Bench, Roberto Clemente, of course, Bill Mazeroski, of course, Mariano Rivera, Mike Piazza, Nuxie, Phil Niekro has played here, Tom Seaver, Willie Stargell, of course, Ted Williams. There's a called strike on your Donnie De Los Santos.
And I just go back to when I was a kid and the nostalgia of Dave Parker.
Pitch to De Los Santos. Strike 2.
Those days were great with the boxy black Pirates hat with the yellow stripes.
When they had the gold caps with the black stripes running across the front. The We Are Family Pirates of 79. Tap foul. Try the 0-2 again. For someone that loves the powder blues, I didn't know if you'd be a fan of that set.
So I actually got one of those hats when I played in Pittsburgh at one point. Now, it didn't fit great, so I didn't wear a whole lot, but I did feel pretty good about getting one.
Runner at first, 2-0 Braves. Here comes the 0-2. And a sweeper sweeps outside. One ball, 2 strikes on your Donnie De Los Santos, the new third baseman for the Pirates, and first-year manager Don Kelly. Bottom of the 8th inning, the 1-2. De Los Santos. If Camargo held on, it's a strikeout. He did not. So it's just clip foul.
So I don't know if this is what made me want to get one of those hats, but the old picture of the Dave Parker smoking the cigarette in the dugout with the hat on and the full uni.
1-2, tap foul. De Los Santos will see another.
Just a legendary pick.
You know, they still do that in the Korean Baseball League. They still have smoke breaks in the middle of the game.
That is interesting. And
pick over to first. It's competitive, splashing back in. Is the runner at first base.
I actually played in Australia one winter, and there was a Korean team there as well. And in between innings, guys would be up on the berm smoking cigarettes.
1-2 pitch. Ripped out toward third base, and it skips past Cody Miller. Back-to-back base hits for the Pirates.
slider that didn't get out over the plate and just smashed into left field. But those days of the Australian Baseball League were really fun, and I wish I could go back and actually have a cell phone back then that I could have taken pictures. That would have been fun to go back and take a look at.
What year would that have been for you?
That would have been 2000-ish, 2001 maybe.
Puts the bat in the hands of Callan Moss. He'll start in front, ball no strike, sweeper outside. Moss, a right-handed hitter, shoots one foul way up in the air, soaring off the first base line. 2000 in Australia. Same year as the Summer Olympics in Sydney.
I think that was
It's been a good time to be out there.
I got hurt in 2001, so it wouldn't have been then. Played in the Fall League in 2002.
Now time called. They briefly, on the scoreboard, put up live video of the game. You could almost hear someone from the press box screaming, "No!" Here's the 1-1. There's a strike.
I'm over here writing in Polanco because that's who was listed on the website here, and that is not the hitter.
Rolled left side. Miller charging, and it kicks off his heel. And the Pirates are going to have the bases loaded.
Ground ball, 3 hops, and Miller tried to charge it, grab it one-handed, and looked like he wanted to go to third base and in the first, and kind of got caught in between and hits off the heel, ends up loading the bases.
Now Jeremy Hefner is out to the mound to meet with Blaine Enlow. That brings Jair Camargo out there. Now we're all crossed up because the batter wore 84, but on the scoreboard it was Callan Moss, 92. And that is an error on Miller, the third baseman. So the bases are loaded. This is 83 for Pittsburgh.
I'm done writing people's names in. I'm done.
Shalen Polanco swings and misses. Bases are loaded. Andy Rodriguez is at third. Should be Yordani De Los Santos at second. Callan Moss at first. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. And Enlow after the mound visit going right after Polanco. Single, then an error on a hard-hit ground ball along the third base line. Miller charged it. Couldn't make the play. 0-2. With one down, Braves leading 2-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Enlow to Polanco. And it's low on a curveball. One ball, 2 strikes. Enlow under siege. The 1-2 pitch. Drops low again, and Polanco with another steady take. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fresh Pearl served up to Blaine Enlow, wearing 88 on his navy blue Atlanta Braves jersey on the mound. Thursday night at Lecom Park, and the Braves hold a 2-0 lead. They're under pressure and under threat for the first time tonight. 2-2. Backs Polanco out of the way, and he has run the count full.
He's got to come inside the strike zone. He's been kind of leaning on that breaking ball. See which way he goes. A 3-2 count.
Bottom of the 8th. Bases loaded. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. Pirates looking to make noise. Polanco on this 3-2 takes ball 4. It hovered above the zone on a cutter, and that's how the Pirates break the ice. Rodriguez will jog home from third. He will score. And the deficit for Pittsburgh is now 1, and Walt Weiss is out of the dugout to make a pitching change. Bases loaded, 2-1 Braves. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Atlanta Braves radio network.
This is the home of the Braves. WCNN North Atlanta, a Dickey broadcasting station. The Fan, 680 and 93.7 FM.
So Weiss removes Enlow. And a new pitcher jogs in from left field. Dominic Fletcher will be the batter for Pittsburgh. So Enlow, after a really nice start to the spring. And this appears to be Anderson Pilar.
Might have been one of the slowest jogs to the mound, and he only has about a minute and 15 seconds to get things going.
So the Braves scored first on a solo homer by Jair Camargo in the third inning. Then an RBI single by Kyle Farmer scored Michael Harris in the sixth. That was the first at-bat in this game with a runner in scoring position, and Atlanta cashed in. The Pirates really didn't threaten until this eighth inning. A strikeout by Enlow to start the frame, then Andy Rodriguez singled. Yordany De Los Santos singled. Callum Moss reached on an error by Cody Miller at third base. And a bases-loaded walk drawn by Shaylen Polanco has brought home the Pirates' first run.
And this will be the fourth time we've seen Anderson Pilar on the spring. He's gone 2 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs, a walk, and 2 strikeouts.
Base is still loaded, and there's only one out. Night has fallen in Bradenton. Bat in the hands of Dominic Fletcher. De Los Santos at third. Moss at second. Polanco at first. Anderson Pilar with Pirates all around him. And he'll miss high.
This is the third time I've seen him this spring, and every time he's come in, it's been in a jam.
On ball, no strikes. Nice crowd on hand at Lecom Park. They're all leaning forward. 1-0. Ripped foul. Off first base. And Tarek Brock, the first base coach, had to leap over it. One ball, one strike on Dominic Fletcher. Here it comes from Pilar. Swing and a miss. Got a slider past the swinging Fletcher, and it's 1-2. Fletcher batting in Ryan O'Hearn's spot. O'Hearn went 0 for 2 tonight. Bases loaded, 2-1 Atlanta, bottom of the eighth. The 1-2 pitch on Dominic Fletcher from Anderson Pilar. Here it is. Clip foul. Went to the sweeper that time. Moving toward the hands of the left-handed hitter.
He's got a pretty good cutter, too, that he threw the second pitch of the at-bat on the hands of Fletcher. That'd be a nice pitch to try to get that double play ball.
28-year-old on the mound, comes set. Holds the ball in a salmon-colored glove, slightly closed off set. 1-2 pitch with the bases loaded on Dominic Fletcher. Fouled back. It's the facing of the press box.
Got a couple of balls stuck on top of the net.
Still got one from earlier in the game that is hanging on by a thread. Pair of 28-year-olds in combat in Bradenton, Florida. 1-2, way outside. Pilar from Villa Isabella in the Dominican Republic. Fletcher from Orange, California. Younger brother of David Fletcher. Longtime LA Angel, briefly with the Braves. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Fletcher strikes out swinging. It was the cutter to put him away. Pilar went through his entire bag, and he strikes out Fletcher for the second out.
He'd been lulling him to sleep with the slider and sweeper, and gets 95 on that cutter for the strikeout.
Entered the game with the bases loaded, strikes out the first batter he sees. Now it's Alika Williams, who singled his last time up. The former Sun Devil in from the right side. Pilar to the plate, and Fletcher, or rather Williams, hacks and misses. No balls and a strike. Feet close together. Williams waving the bat up and down with a low set of the hands. On this 0-1, he lifts one, slicing toward right center field. It's down, base hit. And the Pittsburgh Pirates are going to take the lead. The throw will go to third. It's under the glove of Hill. It rolls all the way to the dugout, and it kicks off the netting. Another run will score, and the Pirates race across 3 times in that sequence. They now lead it 4-2. Down to third goes Williams.
Good swing by Williams, getting a pitch he can handle out over the plate and lines it to right field. The Braves defense has not been too strong over these last 3 innings or so. We saw it again here.
3 errors in the game for Atlanta. One of those on a throwing error by Owen Carey. John Hill, who's a no shortstop, was trying to cut it off on the left side of the diamond. It went under his glove, kicked off the facing of the dugout, then into the screen. That brought home another run. It's 4-2 Pirates. Javier Rivas is the batter. Now in for Marcelo Zuna. And after leading all game, the Braves now looking up at Pittsburgh after a 4-run 8th, and it's still going. 0-1. Wild wave and a miss. Pilar threw his best sweeper of the ball game so far. 0-2. Williams gets a pair of RBIs. He's at third after the throwing error. 0-2. Pilar looking to get out of the 8th. The pitch. Looped out towards shortstop. That breaches center field. 5-2 Pittsburgh. Rivas delivers. Williams scores. And the Braves can't shut the water off right now. 5-run bottom of the 8th.
Just reached out and poked a little sweeper out over the plate off the end of the bat. Into left field. That'll be the 5th run of the inning.
Four hits. They've capitalized on 2 errors. Mike Jarvis takes a ball over the shoulders. And 94 on a cutter from Pilar. Also a bases loaded walk drawn by Shaylin Polanco. 5 have crossed the plate. 1-0 pitch. Popped up into shallow right field. Owen Carey moving toward the line. Now with urgency, he'll run it down. And the 8th inning comes to a close. Not before the Pirates bat around. 9 to the plate. 5 score for Pittsburgh. And a 5-2 Pirates lead going into the top of the 9th on the Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
After an accident, you may have an x-ray that looks normal, but you're still in pain. That's because soft tissue injuries like sprains and tears don't show up on x-rays. And if an insurance company doesn't see it, they may not believe you're hurt.
When they don't take your pain seriously, we fight back. We know doctors who are experts in diagnosing soft tissue injuries. They can help us prove that your pain is real, and we'll seek to get you paid for all of your future medical expenses.
Farah and Farah, Tampa.
The Pirates were held scoreless for 7 innings, punched over 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th, and headed into the top of the ninth, they lead 5-2 over Atlanta. New pitcher for Pittsburgh is 6'8" right-hander Noah Murdock. Spent time with the Athletics last year, 14 appearances at 13.24 ERA. This will be his 4th appearance of the spring. Has not allowed an earned run in 3 innings of work.
Broke in as a big leaguer, made 14 appearances with the Athletics last year. Did not record a save in 2025, his last one in the minors in 24. Drew Compton starts this inning from the left side. He'll look at strike 1 on a sinker at 95. Pirates weren't just held without a run until the 8th. They were held without a hit until the 7th, and yet they lead by 3 in the top of the 9th. Compton takes a ball away. Back-to-back sinkers. That one missed on the arm side from Murdock. It's Compton batting as the new first baseman. 1-1. Off the plate again. Braves haven't had a hit since the 6th inning. RBI single by Kyle Farmer. At that point, it was 2-0. 5 in the 8th for the Pirates. 2-1. Again, low and away. Sinker runs off the outside. Pittsburgh lost yesterday to Baltimore 7-2. The Braves led wire to wire over Tampa Bay in a victory. 3-1. Compton hits this off the foot of Murdock. Rolls off the front of the mound. He spins around, picks it up, and throws out Compton. That ball was drilled, and it hit the foot of Murdock, his back foot. He recovers and appears to be okay. And now here comes Don Kelly out of the first base dugout. One down in the top of the 9th, 5-2 Pittsburgh.
So the final line on Inlow was a third of an inning, 2 hits, 4 runs, none earned. Walked 1, struck out 1. Pilar, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 1 run, none earned, and 1 strikeout.
Enlow exited the game after a bases-loaded walk. Pilar then struck out the next man he faced. And then back-to-back hits for Pittsburgh. There's a ball inside. Cody Miller, who committed one of 2 errors in the bottom of the 8th for the Braves. In all, 5 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Pittsburgh to seize control. 1 down, nobody on. Miller, funny swing. He went around. 93-mile-per-hour sinker evens the count.
Just running in off the plate. Tough to lay off.
And those sinkers that were easy takes for Drew Compton as a lefty, not as easy for Miller, and now he gets hit by the pitch. It wasn't the sinker running into Miller. That was the sweeper that started at his back, and it never broke. So a base runner for the Braves in a frame where if they're going to mount a comeback, they're going to need plenty. Down by 3. Bat in the hands of Owen Carey. Pitch from Murdock is a called strike. Night has fallen in Bradenton. Light breeze stirring the flags in center. 0-1. Carey swipes through it. No balls, 2 strikes. Cody Miller at first base. High set, close to the chest for Murdoch. Throws out of a red glove and overcooks a cutter down and in.
And Murdoch has some pretty good stuff, but the question is, can he throw enough strikes? Can he get ahead and let the stuff work?
Pirates looking to pick up their 13th victory of the spring. 1-2 is tapped right in front of the plate. It's picked up by Rodriguez, the catcher. He goes down to second, out there, and the throw to first, out there, and that's the game. It was a 2-footer, and Rodriguez pounced on it to get Miller at second and then Carey at first, who didn't know it was a fair ball until it was far too late. And the Pirates come from behind and win this game 5-2. A 5-run 8th inning snatches the game away from Atlanta, and the Pirates defend their home ground. Take a break, come back, give you the totals after this. Final score from Lecom Park. Pirates 5, Braves 2 on the Braves Radio Network.
Did you hear? Frontier is joining Verizon. To celebrate, we're launching our best internet offer ever. For a limited time, get 6 months of lightning-fast 100% fiber internet on us, up to 1 gig, when you bundle Verizon Mobile and Frontier Fiber. Visit your local Verizon store or verizon.com/welcome-frontier to switch. Eligible new Frontier Fiber plan required. Availability varies. Additional terms apply.
Hungry? Let the Colonel do the cooking with KFC's $10 weekday buckets. Golden Nuggets on Mondays. Original recipe chicken on Tuesdays. Hot and spicy wings on Wednesdays. Juicy tenders on Thursdays. And Fridays, Golden Nuggets again. Monday through Friday, choose your favorite bucket for $10 each. $10 weekday buckets at KFC. One big deal. Finger licking good. Only available at select participating locations while supplies last. Not available on third-party ordering platforms. Tax extra. No substitutions.
At Farah & Farah, we represent people from all walks of life in matters involving personal injury cases. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter which neighborhood you call home. Because everyone deserves justice, dignity, and respect. And remember, when it comes to compensation, you only get one shot. Make it count. Call Farah & Farah at 800-500-5555. Tampa.
Turn on the home of baseball for MLB Network's spring training coverage. Get an in-depth look at every club with previews from each camp. Check in with the players.
Trying to get dialed in.
Life doesn't stop after you've been involved in a car accident. You've got things to do and places to be. If your car is damaged, call Farah & Farah anytime, 7 days a week. Farah & Farah, Tampa.
Introducing the all-new MLB Plus, your ticket to streaming baseball's best. Enjoy MLB Network 24/7 with live out-of-market games and award-winning shows. Enhance game nights with MLB Big Inning, live and commercial-free. And hear live home and away radio broadcasts of every game, blackout-free. Even stream minor league games all season. It's all here and it's all new. Get MLB Plus for just $59.99 a year. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus.